What's up, everyone? Sean Count Blaggerth here today with an album review, this time of the 2013 Gasoline music release of Rationing, the Sacred Human Remains by Parasitic Ejaculation. If you're not familiar with Parasitic Ejaculation, they are a slam, brutal death metal band hailing from California, and this is my first exposure to them, and this is one hell of a first exposure. Everything about this album is pretty much the epitome of what slam should be. It needs to be catchy. It needs to be, of course, extremely heavy. It needs to be guttural. And most of all, it needs to be interesting. Because I feel like there's a lot of boring slam out there. And this album is kind of a kick in the balls to all those bands. They really kind of schooled them on how to write and perform really good brutal slam death metal. Absolutely love it. One of my personal favorite things about this, and this is what I tell everybody about like breakdowns and slams. A lot of people ask me like, how do you feel about them? I know a lot of people hate them. I like them if they're done right, and especially slams. They can become very boring, and even breakdowns. They can become very boring if they don't have the right pattern. And these guys know how to make patterns that are not only extremely heavy and extremely unique in terms of the pattern, but the way that it's delivered is extremely catchy. And that's one of the crucial things I'm loving about this, is how incredibly catchy it is. Some of these slams I really wish I wrote, just because they're so intensely catchy. The guitar is just straight up nasty sounding. It's very thick. It's very full sounding. The riffs are very memorable. They're very catchy. Anything that's done on the guitar sounds good and the tone fits for what's happening. And that's a major complaint I have about a lot of slam albums, especially in the more underground scene, is they have this paper-thin guitar tone that just drives me insane. I hate it. These guys have a very thick and full tone, very similar in vein to the Catalepsy album that came out this year of Autopsychosis, which is my personal favorite death metal album, and this year, and this is tied with it. The bass is, of course, extremely thick as well, very full sounding. It's not overly muddy. It cuts through the mix, but it's not overbearing within the mix. I just love the way it sounds. The drums, every single drum sounds good, and that's usually I have one complaint about slam drums, is there's always at least one thing that sounds weird, be it the kick or the snare, or the cymbals don't cut the mix as well or whatever. And sonically speaking, the drums sound fantastic on here. And not only that, but they're played extremely well. The blast beats are extremely precise, as they should be. The double bass is very, very driving. It's very punishing. It's very heavy sounding. As I say in every death metal review, to have a heavy album, you have to have heavy drums. And the drum tone is monstrous. Just can't get enough of it. When it comes to what he's actually playing, great stuff. The gravity blasts are not used very often, but when they're done, it's perfect. I can't think of a better, really think of a better way to utilize such an extreme technique. I guess those are the words I'm trying to find. Just absolutely fantastic stuff. Another thing that's great is the vocals. Vocals can be very hit or miss on these type of records for me. They can either be extremely good, or they can just be pathetic, kind of like inhale, almost frog sounding, and I hate that. That's definitely my least favorite. But I love a good, powerful, almost toilet sounding vocal where it sounds like a toilet being flushed or just clogged, and that's what you get on this. It's just nauseatingly low, and I love that. Just some amazing vocals. The lyrics are extremely well written. Be it if you're a fan of this style or not, you are going to definitely be able to appreciate the lyrical content. Great stuff. Amazing, amazing artwork, by the way. Absolutely love it. Great job with the layout, guys. I mean, seriously, excellent job with this booklet. Can't say enough good things about it. Yeah, if you guys are into slam or brutal death metal or even want to get into it, this is definitely for you. Once again, with this band, they're not really bringing forth anything new, but they're taking a style that already exists and they're playing it well enough to the point where it feels fresh simply because of how catchy and how ridiculously just perfect some of the riffs are and how perfect the slams are. This is just a great album. I'm feeling a very strong 9 on this album. This is tied for my favorite death metal album this year. So definitely check this out. I will provide any and all links I can to where you can purchase this and where you can go support this band because they definitely deserve your support. That's it, guys. 9 out of 10. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for subscribing. And as always, keep it metal.